Hi guys, and welcome to Football Canapes. I am sure I am live. Yes, I am. And yeah, so as you must have seen, this this video is going to be about the upcoming Premier League season, that is 2024-2025, and dare I say, really looking forward to it. Really, hoping that the time can come soon enough where we are watching some exciting football and talking about the football related stuff. So sorry, I'm a bit late. Just the internet died on me, and that was a bit unfortunate. So had to reboot the whole thing, and yeah, so that was the primary reason that I am a bit late. So yeah, I am already late. Let's not waste any more time and get right to the crux of the matter and get on with our predictions for the upcoming 2024-2025 Premier League season. Let me just check if the volume is okay. Okay. Well, seems like it's good. The volume is good to go, and I've checked the whole stuff. So yeah, let's get to the. As you can see, there's a there's a Excel window besides me where I'll be predicting where the 20 Premier Leagues Premier League teams will be finishing up according to me, and then we'll talk about where where they might end up. And if you're more than welcome to join in the chat and let me know what you think about my prediction. So without any further ado, uh, I'm sure in the last couple of days you've seen the news that Manchester City have been who have been accused of 115 charges by the Premier League. Their trial has been brought forward, and it will begin next month, that is in the month of September, and that it will begin in the month of September, and yeah, the findings of which are expected to be confirmed in the month of January or early next year, as it may be. So we'll wait and find out what happens with it. We'll find out, but you know that Pep Guardiola is coming to the end of his contract, and I'm pretty sure that during the season, the press conferences will all be about whether Pep Guardiola will be signing a contract extension at Manchester City or not, or whether the just a minute, just a minute, or whether the court case etc. will have a bearing on the on the on the on the season etc. So these kind of things will definitely be brought into the picture as we move along into the season, and yeah, so that will have a lot of bearing on the season, and it is going to be very uncomfortable for everyone involved at Manchester City. And less that case is handled properly, and unless this gets over, I am pretty sure that it will be the talk of the town, not only with Manchester City but other clubs as well. In terms of transfers, we know that Manchester City have sold Julian Alvarez. Uh, Manchester City have sold Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid. The move was confirmed a couple of days or hours ago. I'm not really sure when it was confirmed, but indeed it was. They brought in Savio from Strasbourg, who was on loan at Girona, last season. So in terms of transfers, Manchester City have done reasonably well, and but those court cases are going to be a big issue with Manchester City, and Pep Guardiola's contract as well is going to be the talk of the town. So, but Manchester City are Manchester City. The bulk of the squad that they have had for the last four seasons is still intact. Kevin De Bruyne is likely to be fit for most of the season. Erling Haaland is there, and um, uh, yes, Julian Alvarez is injured, but Oscar Bob has come in and he has lit the Premier League preseason with Manchester City. So I expect Oscar Bob to be a some sort of a replacement for Julian Alvarez, and I expect Phil Foden to continue his good form as well. He was Premier League's Player of the Season last time round, and I expect that to be the case. So, given that all that I've said about Manchester City, I expect Manchester City to win the Premier League this season. And I mean, as long as I am talking about Manchester City, I will say that I expect Arsenal to finish second. So let's fill these two tabs, and then we'll talk about where we go from there. Manchester City. Let's color it light blue. No, not this shade of blue. This man Arsenal will go with red, and let's just bold the same thing as well. So yeah, given that Arsenal have finished second in the last couple of seasons, I expect Arsenal to, you know, once again finish second. They've had decent sort of a business in the transfer window. They brought in Riccardo Calafiori, who was outstanding for Bologna last season, and was good for Italy as well in the recently concluded Euros. So I do expect Arsenal to do well. Who else have they brought in? David Raya has, of course, confirmed his move from Brentford. I'm pretty sure I'm missing out on someone as well. Kai Havertz is, he was good last time round. I'm pretty sure I've missed out on someone, but uh, from Arsenal's point of view, let me know in the chat if you're watching. And so Calafiori is a good addition, uh, and and Declan Rice in his second season at Arsenal. So Mikel Merino might come in. Talk is that his move will be becoming official in the next couple of days or weeks, and so that's some good healthy additions to the squad. So uh, I mean, in terms of that, I expect Arsenal to do reasonably well, and just so yeah. Just talking about Arsenal, but I'm I'm not really sure whether Arsenal have in them, if Manchester City put their best step forward, then I think it will be too hard for uh, you know it will be too hard for anybody to keep pace with Manchester City. So that's why I feel that Arsenal are slight favorites. Oh, sorry, slight underdogs for the Premier League title this season, and I'm going to go with, and I have gone gone with Manchester City for the title in this upcoming season, as you can see. And Arsenal, I think, will once again be, I mean, unfortunate as it might be for them, that I think they'll be finishing second once again this season. Of course, a transfer window is still open, so there is there is all likelihood that Arsenal may strengthen further, and Manchester City may weaken further. I mean, we know how big a influence Rodri is for that Arsenal team, and is for that Arsenal team, and he if were to get injured, then what might happen to Arsenal, to Manchester City? So, and of course, Arsenal have been closing the gap on Manchester City, so anything can happen. But as of now, right now, as we talk, status of the status of the transfer window, etc., and we'll see as the cookie crumbles. So we'll find out. So as of now, I am going with Manchester City, as well as Manchester City to win the Premier League title, and Arsenal to finish second. So, without going into the top four, or who finishes top four, or maybe even top five, I'm not sure if top five will be good enough for top five will be good enough for Champions League or not. But we'll come back to that later. Let's just discuss who or which team might be struggling this time uh, this time round. I mean, may not be in the Premier League this time round. Next time round. In the 20th spot, I am going to go with Leicester City. I'll get to my reasoning in a bit, and let's just fill the color up. So Leicester will go. Oh, Leicester will go with the 20th being Leicester, and the reason being, Leicester have a pretty poor squad. Their manager who got them promoted, Enzo Maresca, has left and he's joined Chelsea, where we'll get to Chelsea as well, and where the things have been happening, and Yeah, so they've lost their manager. The new manager Steve Cooper is formerly of Nottingham Forest, their bitter rival. So he might not get the slack that he probably deserves or merits. So we'll see with Leicester as to what happens there, and then if we were to talk about other stuff, uh, the PSR, the profit and sustainability rules, the financial fair play rules, I mean, it's pretty much a given that Leicester City will be charged with the breach of financial fair play rules, and they will be hit with a points deduction, which is rather unfortunate for Leicester, and that's why I've gone with Leicester City. The squad is pretty weak. The manager choice may not be the ideal one for the team that they have currently, and the PSR rules. So these are the some of the rules that some of the reasons why I think Leicester will definitely struggle in the upcoming Premier League season, and yeah, so I mean, pretty damning for a team that was Premier League champions less than what eight or so years ago. So yeah, I mean, what is there to say? And yeah, so up to 19th and 18th, I just thought about it, and the kind of business that is being done. Um, I just couldn't look past. I just couldn't look past. Ipswich and Southampton. Um, Southampton got promoted via the playoffs, while Ipswich were the surprise package with Ipswich were the surprise package with I mean, they got promoted into the championship from League One, and then they got promoted into the Premier League. Kieran McKenna has definitely done a brilliant job, but I don't think that it will be any it will get any better than this. So I just genuinely feel that it will be heartache at the end of the season for Ipswich as well as Southampton. Southampton are a brilliant club, but I I I mean more or less the squad for Southampton is pretty much the same as it was the last time they were relegated. The manager is pretty much an unknown. Ipswich, I give a better chance because Kieran McKenna has come in for a lot of praise lately, and he will be looking to stamp his authority on the Premier League, and if Ipswich were to go down, which by my reckoning they will, uh, then there's a chance that Kieran McKenna is back in the Premier League with some other club, maybe an established club or a promoted club. Sort of looks at him from a point of view that this man can get us back into the can keep us in the Premier League or something like that. So that ways I think Kieran McKenna is. I mean, I feel uh, that Ipswich will finish higher than um, higher than Southampton. So I'm going to go with the 19th as Southampton. Okay, let me just change it to black. Okay, so Southampton to finish 8th, 19th, and then that will be followed by Ipswich, which down, which down to finish 17th for me, and we'll just turn it blue. Uh, so that's in fact, I mean, it'll be harsh. I mean, like if Ipswich go down, the first season that I watched of the Premier League was the 2001-2002 season. That's when Ipswich went down. It's a team that Sir Bobby Robson coached, and yeah, but it'll be disappointing if for them at least. But I don't see if the squad is strong enough. So that's the reason why I have kept Ipswich going down in the uh, in the Premier League this season. So 17th. Who do I think will finish 17th? I'll. Some people might think that I'm copying others or something like that, but I mean, things around Brentford, they worry me slightly. Uh, they worry me slightly because in terms of their striker options, I know they have just signed Fabio Cavallo. Um, even Tony's situation, I don't know how that is going to affect the club and yeah. So I mean, as you might have guessed, I'm going to go with Brentford as my team number 17th. The team they've just been promoted to the. I mean, like it's been what 3 years since what has it been 3 years or 2 years? It's been 3 years since Brentford got promoted. This will be their fourth season. I think it will be their toughest season uh, in terms of regarding their position in the Premier League. But I think they will survive just and they will survive just and I think just because the things that are going around Brentford, I'll with the option in terms of the squad, etc. I just don't know if they have a strong enough squad to to compete at what you would think is the uh, midterm or mid-table side of the Premier League. So that's why I've gone with Brentford to be my team number 17. So that's 6 teams done. That's what 30% of the Premier League table that is sorted. And yeah, so that's where we are with the teams like this. Coming to team number 15, 16, uh, we'll have to think about it because the transfer window is still open. There's a lot that can happen and probably will happen in the Premier League. It's uh, you know it's the likes of Solanke leaving Bournemouth, going to Tottenham. That weakens Bournemouth massively. I know they had a bit turned down for a striker. Um, I'm not sure who it was, but they've signed a player from Barcelona, Julian Araujo. Uh, a player from Barcelona. I'm not sure what position he plays, but a good signing, I assume. And so Dominic Solanke leaving Bournemouth is a miss for them. But Crystal Palace, you think of teams like Crystal Palace leaving, losing the likes of Michael Olise, who's gone to Bayern Munich, and yeah, so that is going to be a big miss uh, a team like Crystal Palace. Then Fulham have lost João Palhinha. They've signed who have they signed? They've signed Emil Smith Rowe. They might sign Scott McTominay or someone else from some other team. So I mean, it's not going to be easy deciding who finishes where. But in terms of the squad, then there's Nottingham Forest. There is Everton. So these are four or five teams where you think what is likely to happen, what might happen. Then there is Brighton and Hove Albion who've lost their manager. They have lost. Not sure in terms of players if they have lost anyone in particular. In fact, they've signed Jakuba Minte from Newcastle United. So uh, I'm not sure about their injuries. I haven't watched too much of them in the preseason or even read up about who they have brought in. But Karo Mitoma, Solly March, these were the players that were absent towards the back end of the season. Uh, Evan Ferguson, Jao Pedro, they've got plenty of good players, but then again, the transfer window is open, and anything can happen. So, but as of now, we have to make a call, and we have to, you know, predict. And I am going to predict who finishes where in this upcoming Premier League season. So yeah. So I mean, I haven't prepared for anything like this, but so uh, I am going to give it slightly a thought, and then I'll make a call on that. Bournemouth, I think they have got some very good players. You know, who I think should help them. Get them in a decent sort of a position. So for 16th, I am going to go with Nottingham Forest. Uh, Nottingham Forest. Let's just put that in red, and then I'm going to go with. I haven't even talked about Everton. I think for uh, for uh, for Brighton and Hove Albion, this is going to be a tough season. Their new manager is very young, and no experience of Premier League or even in the even of the English football. So that way is it's going to be a it's going to be a hard grind for him. Understanding the Premier League, he did well in Germany with St. Pauli, and so I mean, like, I mean, like, I'm struggling. You know, Brighton may lose. They've lost Pascal Gross as well, who was kind of a stalwart for them, a bit of a talisman. Pascal Gross. Let's just check who who Brighton have brought in this transfer window. I mean, not too many players. Max Wafer has come in, who's a international for Netherlands. It was a pretty good signing. Fakunde Bononate has left as well. As I said, Pascal Gross has left. I think it'll be a bit too much for Brighton to overcome that, and that's why I'm going with Brighton and Hove Albion. For this 15th position. So which I mean might be okay for a transition year, but and which might be okay for them in this transition year because there's just too much change going on, injuries, etc. They could take their toll, and yeah, so I just genuinely feel that it'll be a tough year for Brighton and Hove Albion, and they'll struggle relatively, and that's why I think that they'll struggle, and I don't think they'll be in a big danger in terms of going down. Throughout the season, I see them being safe unless something drastic happens. So I mean, I just genuinely feel that it'll be a sort of a tough year for Brighton and Hove Albion for 14th place. I'm pretty sure I'm missing out on something, but for now, I'm going to go with Bournemouth. I think Dominic Solanke leaving is a massive hole for them to fulfill. His goals. They might bring in a striker. Santiago Jimenez is someone they can think about bringing in, and and Santiago Jimenez is a good player with Feyenoord. If they can, I mean, they shouldn't have any problem with the money. They have just sold Dominic Solanke for what is a record fee for them, and I mean they shouldn't be short of money, and I mean let's see who they bring in. Uh, as I said, they have brought in Julian Araujo. The thing is, whoever they bring in is, whether it be Premier League player or a player that is coming in from abroad, that is away from the Premier League, they will find it tough, in their first season with a new team, unless we're talking about a very high pedigree player. So, so I mean that in those terms, so in that terms, it'll be a big hole for Bournemouth to fulfill, and I just I just feel that the Dominic Solanke size hole will uh, will uh, affect them, and will affect them and and that's why I'm going to go with Bournemouth to finish 14th, and AFC Bournemouth for me will be the team that finishes 14th, and let's just fill the color, not this one. I'm going to go with this color for AFC Bournemouth, and yeah, so that's my take on it. For 13th, I could go with any number of the teams, but I'm going to go with Fulham. Yeah, Fulham. So uh, with this one, I'm going to go with Fulham for my team to finish 13th in the Premier League. I just feel that Jao Palenia is a big loss. They lost Alexander Mitrovic last season, which was a big blow for them. Which was a big blow for them, and um, Mitrovic was a big blow for them, and this season they'll find it relatively tough. Um, Defense, etc. So I mean, it'll be it'll be tough for them to do. Willian, one of their better players last time round, is a year older, and he'll be. I'm not sure what his situation is at Fulham, and I just feel that it'll be a situation where Fulham will be will I mean I genuinely do feel that they'll struggle slightly this season, and I'll be going with Fulham in the 13th position. 12th, I know a lot of people will be I'll be I mean 13th Fulham. Actually, I'm going to change it slightly. I'm going to go with Fulham in 12th, and for 13th, I'll go with Wolverhampton Wanderers. Uh, yeah, so that's who I'm going to go with. Wolves. Let me just find the color for them. So Wolves to finish 13, and Wolves for me will be the team that finishes 13th, and Fulham 12th, just because Wolves have had a terrible transfer window. Gary O'Neill did remarkably well last season when he came in at at an odd sort of a time with Julian Lopetegui leaving the club in sort of a lurch, and he did remarkably well. I mean, it was actually tough for Gary O'Neill, and I thought he did remarkably. And this season, I'm not really sure who they brought in. In fact, I'm pretty sure they've lost. Just a minute. They've lost Pedro Neto, who's gone to Chelsea, and and uh, and who's gone to Chelsea, and gone to who has gone to Chelsea and who's gone to Chelsea, and let's just check who what kind of business Wolves have done so far in this transfer window. So in this transfer window, let's just check about that. We'll check, we'll check. I mean, in terms of incomings, I've already told you. So Tommy Doyle has come in from Manchester City. Rodrigo Gomez from Baraja. Jürgen Strand Larsen from Celta Vigo, who's a very good player in my opinion, at least, and Pedro Limas from Sport Recife. Max Kilman they have lost to West Ham, and so I mean the squad does look slightly weaker. Kilman and Pedro Neto were kind of the stalwarts last season, and I mean that's why I'm going with the Wolves to finish 13th and Fulham 12th. I'm changing it slightly because I just feel Wolves look very lightweight. They still got Cunha, Pablo Sarabia, Wang. They've still got these players, Joe Gomez. These players are still there, but there's this Hugo Bueno has left as well. So so these these uh, these uh, these are some issues that Wolves will have to deal with, and yeah, I just feel that it might be a bit too much. In fact, thinking about it, I'll and just thinking that I may have put in Bournemouth a bit too low as well. I mean, I'd rather go with Wolves at 14th and Bournemouth at 13th. In fact, I'm going to change my prediction and just change it slightly, and let's just take it there, paste it there. And, yeah. So yeah, that's I'm going to change. I'm still wondering how I forgot about Wolves, the team that did well. 11th, I'm going to go with Everton. Um, okay, it's not Everton. Sorry, I'm going to go with Everton for 11th, and then Crystal Palace. I'll be going in with them. I'll just explain why. That looks bad. So we have to change it with this. So Crystal Palace to finish 10th. I know a lot of Crystal Palace fans might not be very happy with uh, with uh, with me going in with 10th at the back end of season. They did some tremendous stuff. They played some outstanding football. They were truly magnificent, and but since then they have lost Michael Olise. They may lose Mark Gahey. John Philippe Mateta may not continue his good form. I know they have Adam Wharton. I'm not particularly sure what other transfer business Crystal Palace have done. So I mean, Daichi Kamada is there, Chadi Riyad from Real Betis. So I mean, these are good signings, but I'm not sure if Gehi goes. They might this stock they might bring in Kosonu from Bayer Leverkusen or Maxence Lacroix from Wolfsburg. So these are a couple of players that they may bring in and and these are a couple of players that they may bring in. And if they do lose Magehi, I'm not sure. Even if they keep Magehi, how much his mind will be at Crystal Palace. He's got 2 years left on his contract, and I just feel that it will be you know it will be a bit of a it will be a bit of a struggle for I mean Crystal Palace relative to what they achieved at the back end of the last season. So with that in mind, I just genuinely feel that uh, it'll be a season where they'll do fairly okayish, but I mean to think that they might qualify for Europe will be will be a bit of a it will be a bit optimistic. Let's put it that way. So I just can't see them Crystal Palace finishing any higher than any higher than 10th. Ninth, now we are putting the meat on the bone. Now we will talk about stuff which is pretty serious. For ninth place, I am going to go with and you might find it slightly surprising with the option that I am going to go with this time round in this. And for fifth place, oh sorry, for ninth place, I'm going to go with Chelsea. So it is not a hipster's choice or anything like that. It's a choice that I've thought about and then come to this conclusion with Chelsea. I just think the manager is just you know a puppet, a dummy, and I just don't see Chelsea doing anything worthwhile in this season. And yeah, Enzo Maresca, this they've lost a lot of good players. Things that they have done to their academy players, the likes of Conor Gallagher, Trevor Chalobah. I know Chelsea have given a new contract to a new contract to Cole Palmer. I keep calling him Carlton Palmer. Cole Palmer has signed a new contract extension which will take him to 2031. He was already contracted till 2031. Another 9 years. Can you believe that? So, I mean, good for him, Cole Palmer. I know he was outstanding for England at the Euros and for Chelsea. He was Chelsea's Player of the Season, signed from Manchester City. But I just feel that there is just too much flux involved at Chelsea to for them to be competing at the very top and competing at very top. And I just think that the manager, the owners, the supporters, I just think that it'll be all a bit too much for everyone to deal with, and that's the highest I can see Chelsea finish. And as unfortunate as it may sound, that's my opinion, and I am entitled to it. So, and I am going to stick with it. I might be forgetting any team or something like that, but what? Uh, so six more teams to go. I as you can see, I am sitting here in my Newcastle jersey, so I might be a bit biased as well. So pardon me for that, and pardon me for that, and but as far as Chelsea are concerned, that is as high as I am prepared to go for them. So that's Chelsea in eighth place. I am going to go with. I'm going to go with. And you might be surprised. I'm going with them. Yeah. So West Ham United. Uh, that's just because they have done some excellent business in this transfer window. The quality and the pedigree of players that they've signed is I mean is one to be admired. Honestly, um, the players that they've brought in, they've just signed Aaron Van Bissaka. They have brought in who did they bring in? The striker that they brought in. I'm not Nicholas Fulkrug, the Borussia Dortmund striker that they brought in. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting a big name player that they brought in. Let me just have a look. Luis Guillermo, they have brought in um, Max Gilman, who's a superb centre half. Crescencio Somerville has been brought in. Guido Rodriguez, John Clare Todibo. So defense, attack, it all looks really good. And their new manager as well, who is one of pedigree, former Real Madrid manager, former Spanish manager as well. In fact, and I just think it might be a bit too far to think that West Ham might do better than eighth, but it's certainly possible for them that they might do better than eighth. But for now, I am going to give them the eighth position, and I just feel that it'll be a season that we see West Ham play some good football, and who knows, they might surprise us, but that surprise element I can't factor in right now. But and so I am going to go with West Ham United based on the managerial capacity, ability of Julian Lopetegui, and considering Enzo Maresca of Chelsea as well. So these are couple of reasons why I'm going with West Ham over Chelsea for the eighth place. Chelsea, last time round, thanks to the efforts of Cole Palmer and Conor Gallagher and Trevor Chalobah, did reasonably well to finish sixth. But I can't see them finishing. You know, repeating that feat this time round. They just it's like a factory out there. Just players are just coming in, and then it's like a go down where players are being stored to sell at a later date at a price, and I'm not really sure if this Chelsea model I mean is is something that can be fathomed. So that's why I've gone with Chelsea ninth and eighth West Ham United. For seventh place team, I'm going with Aston Villa. I know they did brilliantly to reach. Let's just put them in blue, claret and blue, and yeah, Aston Villa. They did the last time round had a terrific season. They are in Champions League. They'll be playing 8 more matches at least. The new Champions League format. It took its toll on Newcastle United, and they were severely affected uh, by injuries last season. So I'm not sure whether Aston Villa squad is capable of handling that sort of that sort of pressure, and I just feel that I mean they have strengthened their squad. They brought in good players. Amadou Onana um, has come in. Douglas Luiz has left. He was a big player for Aston Villa last time round. So Douglas Luiz has left. He's gone to Juventus. Muhammad Diaby, Musa Diaby has gone to Saudi Arabia with Al Ittihad, and these players. I'm not sure about Tyron Mings if he's fully fit or not. Diego Carlos has left. They brought in Amadou Onana. Um, Enzo Berenchea has come in. Samuel Illing Jr. has come in. So these are some of the players that have come in. I mean, Aston Villa, it's not like they've just sent players out only. Louis Dobbin, Ian Matson is a very good player, left back. Enzo Berenchea, Ross Barkley, who had a good season with who had a good season with Luton Town last time round, and he's in the squad as well. And so these are some of the players that come in. They've come in. Jaden Philogene has come back to the club, and so I mean it's not as if Aston Villa are going into something unknown, but with extra matches in Champions League, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and the league itself, the competitiveness. They have a decent sort of a start as well. They start off with West Ham, I think, on Saturday, and so I just think that for this season, um, I feel that that seventh is a pretty decent place where they can finish, and that is my prediction, and I'm going to stick with it. For sixth place, I'm going to go with Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur. Going with Spurs. Spurs finished last season in fifth spot. They have signed Dominic Solanke. Um, who else has come in? I'm pretty sure that Timo Werner has, come in from RB Leipzig as well. Uh, Archie Gray has come in from Leeds United, a good midfielder, very good midfielder. In fact, he's coming from Leeds United, but I'm not really sure if Spurs. I personally feel Spurs overachieved last season, and I just can't see them, repeating the feat this time round. So that's where I feel I feel Spurs will finish. Ange Postecoglou has done really well, um, really well, and Ange Postecoglou I think has done really well, and but I think this season he'll find it really tough to you know because we saw at the back end of last season he had no plan B, Ange Postecoglou, and that's why I just feel that um, Tottenham fifth is the highest, sixth is the highest that they can finish. Um, I mean, yeah, in terms of transfers, um, they may lose players. Emerson Royal has gone to AC Milan. I saw, and not that big a loss. And I'm not sure who they might bring in later on in the transfer window. Just to reiterate, there are a couple of weeks that are still left to go in the transfer window, and there's still a couple of weeks to go, and things can change for the better or worse. And yeah, so Spurs for fifth place. I'm going to go with. We'll see in a minute who I've gone with, and the answer is here Liverpool. I'm going with Liverpool just because there's far too much unrest. Uh, Liverpool was supposed to sign Martin Zubimendi of Real Sociedad, but apparently he's turned down the move. Not apparently, it is now confirmed that he has turned down the move to stay at San Sebastian and Anoeta, as the home ground is for them is so Martin Zubimendi, and Liverpool need a number six badly. The squad badly lacks and number six, the manager Arne Slot. It's his first season. The squad is a year older. Mohamed Salah is a year older. Diego Jota has had fitness issues. Cody Gakpo, I mean, is a bit of a hit and miss. Luis Diaz is a bit of a hit and miss, and yeah. So I mean, from that point of view, there are just a bit too many variables which need to be you know which need to be taken care of, and it I think in the opening in the first year of a manager, I just think it's a bit too much for it's just a bit too much for a manager to do, and I just feel that it'll be really tough for Arne Slot to do better than fifth. They are in the Champions League as well, so more matches for Liverpool to contend with, and that's why I just feel that it'll be the best Liverpool can hope for in my eyes is a fifth place spot. So I mean, uh, I just feel although I just feel that in fact I am I'm feeling. I mean, like fourth or fifth. I mean, I generally, I might change it slightly because I might change it slightly because I mean, I just look at the squad that Manchester United have. They've got a decent squad as well. And for third spot, I am going to go with my club. Honestly, I'm just like I'm just toing and froing between Liverpool and Manchester United. In fact, I'm going to go with Liverpool for fourth and Manchester United for fifth spot. Fifth spot. So here you have it. Will just explain my thinking behind everybody. So so this is my standings. Liverpool. I just looked at it from the squad point of view and the unrest at Liverpool as well, with the players not coming in. Number six that they're lacking. Manager saying Ryan Gravenberg as number six. So that ways, I just feel that Liverpool and Manchester United. I just feel that there's a lot to be, I mean, there's you know lots that we can discuss with Manchester United and I mean, oops, I'm not sure what happened there, but hopefully, yep, it's back now. And yeah, so these is my this is my Premier League predicted table for this upcoming season. Let me know in the chat if you agree, what you disagree, or whatever. But I've told you, Newcastle United, they don't have Champions League football. They have fully fit squad. Sandro Tonali is back. A central defender may come in, and there are no distractions as such. And we see that we saw in the preseason how good it has been, and yeah. So that's what that's where I stand. If you agree with me, do let me know. For me, Manchester City will win. Of course, the Premier League charges that have been labelled that Manchester City could play a big part. Transfer window is still open, and anything can happen. Pep Guardiola's contract running out. That is all there to talk about. But for me, as we sit and talk here, it's for me, it's Manchester City. Manchester City's title to lose. They've got four titles back to back, and I think it now they'll make it five titles in a row at the end of this 2024-2025 season come May 25. And yeah, and Arsenal once again, they look the strongest of the chasing pack. Liverpool, I just think with the squad deficiencies that they have, and Manchester United, I mean, like they finished eighth last time round, and Newcastle United finished seventh, but there have been a lot of changes, and that's where because Manchester United have Europa League as well, the squad I think is not that better than Newcastle, so that's why I've gone with Newcastle United. Up until this afternoon, if you had asked me, I would have gone with I would have gone with Liverpool in third, Newcastle in fourth, but just that the unrest in the fan base that I've seen online, I just propels me to think that Liverpool will struggle. I they could finish fourth or fifth easily. I mean, third, fourth, fifth. It could come down to goal difference, 1 point, 2 points, or maybe even 3 points or whatever. So any other variable. So that ways, I think it'll be pretty close between every other every I mean like these three teams. So that ways, I just feel that I just feel that I just feel this is how it is going to go. Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich to go down. Brentford to struggle because of the Ivan Tony situation. And if you're looking at the table, do get involved in the chat. Let me know where do you think I may have messed up, or if your team is too high or too low. So Leicester City, because of their managerial situation, the PSR situation, the squad as such, I just genuinely feel that it'll be a very hard season, as bad as they could be as bad as Sheffield United were last time round, and yeah. So I mean I genuinely hope that they do well. Leicester, I like the team. You know, um, their owners did really well when they were in the Premier League. They got unfortunately relegated. They've lost good players over the last 12, 13 months in Harvey Barnes, James Madison, and other players. Keenan Dewsbury Hall has left as well. So, so that ways, I just feel it'll be a bit too much for Leicester City to overcome. Uh, it will be a bit too much for Leicester City to overcome, and yeah, so it'll be it'll be tough for Leicester, Southampton, and Ipswich. I just think the squads that they have are just too powder puff for the Premier League, and it'll be a race that will be a bit too much for them in the next 8 or 9 months with the season beginning soon. Anyways, let's move on to other stuff. You can see how my predictions are for this Premier League season. Um, if you if you agree, disagree, do whack in the chat and let me know where do you think I may have tripped up or made a blunder or whatever. So yeah, uh, let's move on to top goal scorers. I mean, it shouldn't be pretty difficult, any difficult. I mean, Erling Haaland. I mean, I don't think he's better player than other strikers. out there. I mean to say that there are other strikers out there who are far better than, not far better, but better than him, and they're that are better than him, but he will score more goals by dint of playing for Manchester City. So Erling Haaland will be the top goal scorer that I am going to go with. Alexander Isak of Newcastle United, I think will I think Erling Haaland and then Alexander Isak, and then I'm going to go with Phil Foden. No, not Phil Foden. How can I forget? Mohamed Salah. I would have gone with Salah higher at a higher number, but just because the unrest at Liverpool and the kind of unrest we might see and at Anfield, just because of that, I'm keeping and it might be my bias as well towards the club that I support, as you can see in my with my jersey as well. I am I am a bit biased towards Newcastle United. So I mean, yeah. So uh, this this is what I'm going to go with for. Um, I mean, as while we are talking about it, I, I I may as well give you the top names who I think will do well. Ollie Watkins, uh, going to go with Phil Foden. So these are my top five, goal scorers. Who Another player who I think will do well is Dominic Solanke, and Dominic Dominic Solanke. Uh, I'm going to go with Hyung Manson as well, and these are my top seven. And you're more than happy to disagree. I mean, I'll just listen to anybody who wants to talk about it, and we'll we can talk about it. Who you Yeah. So Hyung Min Son, and these are some of the players that I'm going with. And then Hyung Min Son. These are some of the top goal scorers goal scorers for this uh, Premier League seasons as per me, and and uh, as far as the signing of the season is concerned, I am going to. I mean, I know there's uh, there's there's still two uh, 2 weeks left of this transfer window, and a lot can happen over those 2 weeks, and probably a lot will happen in in this uh, this Premier League transfer window. So I mean, signing of the season, haven't given it much of a thought, but I mean, like, just going over Liverpool, haven't signed anybody. Dominic Solanke for Tottenham, and like Savio for Manchester City, Manchester United. Who have they signed? Xerxes, Lenny Yoro. I was going to go with Lenny Yoro maybe, but maybe not. So I mean, Newcastle have not signed anybody. West Ham, Chelsea, they've signed bucket loads of players. Pedro Neto is one could have considered, but he's Pedro Neto is a bit of an injury prone. So I mean, like, keeping everything that has happened so far, I am going to go with my signing of the season as Ricardo Calafiori. Basically, I just don't see any high profile signing that has come in to rock the Premier League, that the Premier League can be excited by. So I'm going to go with Ricardo Calafiori. Mark Gahey I would have gone with at Newcastle, but nothing has happened there as well. I mean, Manchester United, Matthias de Ligt hasn't, you know, set the world on fire in the last 2 3 years, and Nusser Mazraoui. So in terms of signings, there is still a lot that can be done, and probably needs to be done. So, but for now, I am going to go with Ricardo Calafiori of Arsenal. And flop of the season, I think, just because of the injuries and the kind of money that has been paid out, I just think Pedro Neto, just because of and I one player another, I'll just whack it in there because I know that player from the time when he was at Newcastle United. I just think Elliot Anderson will do very well at Nottingham Forest, and it's unfortunate that they sell him at Newcastle because of the PSR rules. And yeah, so let's just put it in bold. So these are my signings of the season, and flops of the season. Who else could be a big flop? I mean, I don't know much about the West Ham signings, like Guido Rodriguez, etc. Chelsea, I mean, Chelsea signed so many players. They could all be flops in my eyes, but they could all be flops in my eyes. But I mean, if we were to talk about, I can't even remember who Chelsea have signed. Pedro Neto they've signed. They've signed that the new goalkeeper Philip Jorgensen. Who else have Chelsea signed? I mean, that's a long list in itself. So here it is. Omari Kellyman, not too sure. Mark Guyu, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, uh, Renato Vega, Caleb Wiley, Philip Jorgensen, Aaron Anselmino, and Pedro Neto, Omari Hutchison, they've sold. Tosin, they've signed. So I mean, for now, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Pedro Neto. I know that it might be a bit a bit too much for Chelsea, but that's 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 my opinion. Pedro Neto, just because of the injury situation and the money that has been shelled out for them, for him, and uh, and I just think that Dominic Solanke will find it tough as well. I put him on there in terms of top goal scorers, but also depends on if he takes the penalties as well or not. And let's talk about the managerial sack race. Uh, Managers to be sacked. Let me just see if we have the space. I mean, I won't be commenting on um, you know other managers. I'm going to be talking about the top managers out there. We know there's nothing that is going to be happening to the likes of Pep Guardiola or Mikel Arteta or Arne Slot or any other. But in terms of managers, I just think Enzo Maresca, dear oh dear, I mean, this it's a lose-lose situation for him. I just think that Chelsea is a club where achieving success could be really um, could be tough for tough for him. Eric Ten Hag. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to get sacked, but I'm just thinking that it'll be any deviation from the main targets or something like that. It'll be the sword will start hanging over his head, and it'll be difficult for him to manage the situation, and yeah, so I mean, it'll be tough for him that ways. So so I mean, yeah. So Eric Ten Hag, it'll be it'll be I mean, it's been two tough seasons for the Dutchman. He has won two trophies in two seasons, but last season in particular was really tough for Eric Ten Hag, and I just don't know. I mean, yes, Manchester United have brought in players. There have been changes in the boardroom as well, but I just feel that you know there are still some elements that that don't fit right with the club. The manager Jadon Sancho is still there. The club still needs to get a number six in a defensive midfielder who can mop up. Casemiro is a bit of a I mean is on his way down. So Enzo Maresca, Eric Ten Hag, I just feel that it could be a tough time for it could be a tough time for Enzo Maresca and Eric Ten Hag. Chelsea, there's just so much noise in and around the club that achieving success and delivering results on the pitch is sometimes taken for granted. You know, Chelsea, um, We know they are in the business of hiring and firing managers ever since the new owners at Chelsea have come in. They uh, they've uh, they've looked at managers. They have gotten rid of managers, and yeah, so that's how it is with the Chelsea. I mean, ever since they've come in, they've gotten rid of Thomas Tuchel. They've gotten rid of Bruno. They've gotten rid of Graham Potter. They've gotten rid of Frank Lampard. They've gotten rid of Mauricio Pochettino. I mean, how far can you go? I mean, Enzo Maresca, for all intents and purposes, he could surprise us. He could, he well and truly can surprise us, and he well and truly can. And but I find it very hard, given the circumstances that there are there that he is going to do much in this this in this transfer window, and but I mean, Chelsea might lose players as well. Noni Madueke may move on. Trevor Chaloba, Conor Gallagher. These deals have yet to be you know official. Other managers who might be under pressure. I mean, Ange Postecoglou has spent money. If he doesn't change the way he plays, it could be curtains for him. It could be curtains for him, given how much Tottenham has spent since he came in, and yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting thing to keep the eye out to keep an eye out for, and Postecoglou, Julian Lopetegui has come in and spent a lot of money, and and uh, and uh, yeah. So yeah, I mean, apart from these two, Ange Postecoglou, Julian Lopetegui, Steve Cooper, of course. How can I forget that? Steve Cooper's name has to be there. Steve Cooper's name has to be there. I just think the happenings at Leicester are not something conducive to are not something that are conducive to good football being played on the pitch, and yeah. So, anyways, these are some of my predictions for this upcoming Premier League season. As you can see, the table is, according to me, is right there in front of you. Top goal scorers are right in front of you as well. Signing of the season. I know the Premier League window, the transfer window is still open, and there's still a lot of things that can and probably will happen. So I mean, I mean, so I mean, a lot of things will will take place and will take place and lot of things will take place and we may need to revise that. Uh, Manchester City for me will win the Premier League. Will win the Premier League. Uh, Arsenal finish second. Newcastle. It might be my bias, but I can see Newcastle finishing in top four. Liverpool, just because of the unrest, new manager, etc. I just feel that it'll be a bit tough for the manager and Tottenham. I just think they overachieved last year. Other people can say what they think, what they like, but I can only tell you what I see, and what I see is Tottenham finishing sixth or fifth at best, given how depends on how Manchester United, Liverpool go. So yeah, Leicester City, Southampton, Ipswich to go down just because the squads aren't strong enough. Brentford to struggle. Not really sure what Ivan Tony's situation is, and all that will play a big role. Everton, they might get hit with another points penalty, and keeping that in mind, I just feel that I just feel that they could have finished in the top half, but that points penalty could come back to haunt them, and yeah. Um, Fulham, João Palhinha is a big loss. Willian, um, I'm not sure if he's even with the club or not. And they've lost Tosin. They've signed Jorge Cuenca or Cuenca, however you want to call. So Brian Sessegnon at left back, and I mean Tim Ream has left. The club captain Tim Ream has left as well. So Fulham will find it tough as well this season. Willian is an year older. Andreas Pereira, I think, will do okay. Tom Kearney, he's he's uh, he's a year older again, and so yeah. I mean, I just see Fulham struggling as well. So these are some of my predictions. As you can see, you're more than welcome to disagree or agree, and yeah. So that's how I feel it will be. Managers under pressure: Eric Ten Hag, Enzo Maresca, and Steve Cooper. Although Ange Postecoglou and Julian Lopetegui will be under pressure as well with the expectations. Not saying they can't, deliver on their expectation or exceed those expectations, but that's what I am going to go with. I mean this doesn't necessarily mean they'll get sacked, but just that I just feel that these there's high probability that they may be sacked, and who knows, even more managers might get sacked as well. So yeah, these are some of my predictions. Top scorer just because Erling Haaland plays for Manchester City, I just think that he'll be the top scorer. Alexander Isak, I just think he's ready to go. Ollie Watkins will continue his good form, just because there might be too many matches, and he plays virtually every match for Aston Villa, and the chance for rest might be limited. So that's why I've gone for Ollie Watkins in fifth place. Mohamed Salah could have been the top scorer, but Liverpool have their issues as well, and yeah, so that's why I've gone with the what I've gone with the. So, anyways, if you want to disagree, you are more than welcome. If you have made it so far, then please do leave a like. Please do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next few videos. Until then, stay safe, take care, and bye for now.